Welcome to Value Multicaps. Value Multicaps, SEBI registered stock advisory firm. Today in the series of sector analysis, let's evaluate Indian retail industry, especially Indian apparel retail stocks, which has potential to create exponential wealth in Indian stock market. Indian retail industry's transformation proves that luxuries of the past are increasingly becoming necessities of today's lifestyle. Indian retail industry is one of the fastest growing, contributing 10% of country's GDP and employing 8% of Indian population. India is world's fastest growing retail market and fifth largest retail destination. However, India remains one of the world's most unorganized market, but still it is growing exponentially. That shows potential to growth. India's retail market is expected to nearly double to $1 trillion by 2020 from current $700 billion, driven by income growth, urbanization, and attitudinal shift. Mega trends are quite visible in modern apparel retail sector. Apparel retail, a structural story. India's apparel is at a nascent stage with per capita consumption and penetration at low level. 10% penetration in India versus 85% penetration in US. India's per capita apparel consumption is still 1/5 of China. Clearly, opportunities to catch up are enormous. Organized apparel segment estimated to grow 20% CAGR over 2018 to 2025. Higher growth in areas are going to come beyond metros. About 80% of the new mall development in next few years is expected in non-metros. Indian retail apparel to benefit the most from changing consumer habits, huge unorganized market, low penetration, minimal competition and high entry barrier. So how Indian apparel sector becomes investment case then? India, world's youngest nation, 65% of the population below the age of 30 years, and it is estimated to have more than 70 crore smartphones in India by 2020, which means 60% of the population. Rising young Indian fashion consciousness and spending power will drive the growth. Rising income and growing number of double income household. Per capita income in India has already crossed 1 lakh crore in 2017 and growing in double digit. While consumer expenditure in emerging cities of India are rising by 14% and in larger cities it is rising by 12%, we expect India's nominal GDP by expenditure to grow at 11% over 2018 to 2025. Expenditure towards clothing as a percentage of GDP is currently at 4%, which is a remarkable number. Once a country's per capita income crosses $2,000, interestingly, the global data proves that retail sales goes up by 2 times once the per capita income crosses $2,000. India's per capita income is at just $1,800 and clearly we are at the cusp of that $2,000 number. Rising urbanization and rural market. 41% of population estimated to reside in urban areas by 2030 from current 31%, and rising rural income is coming from improved education, greater accessibility to government services, increased rural infrastructure, which are driving the consumer demand in rural market. Mega cities of 1 crore people or more are growing by 57% compared to the average urban growth of 27%. Key positive triggers for Indian retails are coming from GST regime and gaining unorganized player market share. Unorganized player will find it difficult to evade the tax now. Also, post demonetization, cashless economy and digital economy driving the shopping experience to online towards organized retail. The most important organized categories are food and groceries, apparel and accessories, and jewelry and watches. Major positives are for apparel value retail. Bigger players have learned the tricks of the trade, such as optimum store size, like economically viable compact hypermarket and supermarket format, which will improve their sales per square feet. Right product mix. Players are focusing on food and groceries and especially apparels in their search for profitability and productivity. Private labels. Organized retailers prefer private labels, their own in-house brand and product than outside brand, as they fetch higher margin, greater customer loyalty and clear product differentiation. So how the Indian retail industry works and how it is positioned currently. Overall, the Indian retail industry is over $700 billion, where food and grocery is 67%, apparels are 8%, and jewelry and watches are 8% as major contributor. In all three segments, only 10% is organized retail and rest is unorganized retail. In food and groceries, we have organized players like Future Retail, D-Mart, Star Bazaar, Spencer. In apparels, we got players like Shopper Stop, Future Lifestyle, West Side, Aditya Birla Fashion, V-Mart. In jewelry and watches, we have players like Titan. The concept of value retail in India is coming up like anything. Retailers deliver fashion products at affordable prices to the aspiring middle class in tier 2 and tier 3 cities by modern shopping experience with medium-sized hypermarket. Basic shopping facilities been provided to him such as air-conditioned premises, trial room, escalators, 100% power backup, food joints and toilets, which are missing in traditional apparel outlet. While traditional stores work for restricted hours, these malls work for 12 hours a day, 7 days a week and 365 days a year, where they provide their membership cards, acceptance of debit and credit card and shopping vouchers. They also give them loyalty program to reward their regular customers. They've been given the discounts and they get text messages when the new products are introduced. Entry barriers, this has also created a barrier for smaller and local players as the cost of setting up similar outlet is prohibitive. Early mover advantage in tier 2 and tier 3 cities, there is a low penetration of organized retail. Tier 2 and tier 3 cities are a big opportunity with more than 100 cities occupied by 10 crore plus population in total. This high potential market are witnessing a massive shift towards branded product. Companies tapping youth in this small but growing market. Efficient supply chain and inventory management. Retailers are trying to improve supply chain efficiency and manage inventories better at the store as well as the warehouse level. Multiple competitive advantage of modern retail players. They enjoy the first mover advantage in these cities as they secure long-term leases at prime location, shielding from future competition and rental inflation. This coupled with low staff cost as mostly locals been employed. They source apparel as per the latest fashion trends from multiple small suppliers across India. Their major advertising campaign are done locally in these semi-urban areas. Companies prefer print versus digital media due to the lower cost and higher efficiency. Look at the size of opportunity. We estimate the organized apparel market to touch 5 trillion rupees by 2025 with a CAGR growth rate of 20% in between 2018 to 2025. Growing consumerism, private consumption accounts for 56% of India's GDP, but it is going to grow up to 77% of India's GDP by 2025 due to 49 metropolitan clusters. These clusters are expected to be home to 72% of consuming class and 73% of the income pool. The demand drives are coming from growing consumerism, growing affordability, easy access to credit and greater consumer awareness. Growing consumerism is coming from growing youth population, high propensity to spend. Growing affordability is coming from increasing penetration of working women, high disposable income and government schemes in rural areas. Easy access to credit leading to increased penetration of plastic money and greater consumer awareness leading to increasing internet penetration, advertising and sales promotion strategies and trend consciousness among youth. If you see the wealth creation track record of retail stocks in Indian stock market, in last 3 to 5 years, Indian retail stock has created incredible wealth for shareholders and outperformed Nifty by a wide margin. Stocks such as D-Mart, Future Retail, V-Mart, Titan are few names which has created wealth. Various credible domestic and foreign broking outfit has given positive coverage on the sector and mostly Indian apparel sector. We are positive on few retail stocks with a long-term view. To know more about such multi-bagger ideas, please visit our website for our stock subscription services available for mega caps, blue chips and multi-bagger segment of stocks with online access to your model portfolio. Value Multicaps is SEBI registered research analyst. Please visit our website valuemulticaps.com and download free research report. Please sign up into our website to get real-time updates directly into your email inbox. To receive more such informative video, please subscribe to our channel Value Multicaps and please press bell icon to get notified. Thank you.